Okay, welcome back. Video number 23. This is Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments, and it's for Kew Gardens Drama. Apologies for the last video being so short. The wife came home and needed to talk to her for a short while. So,
Water lily greenhouse.
Water lily greenhouse. Again.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Which, remember, back in 1893 was a big deal. Okay, a couple of bags. Not much else. Okay, oh, what's that?
Dry tropics.
Okay, not very much of them. Seems to be a lot of plants missing. Ah, this is the dry tropics. Oh, not you. Stay outside. Can't. There's a. What the hell? There's an invisible wall there, which I can't go over. Can't go over the table. Lots of cacti. Some pots.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended.
Okay.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Ooh. So we've looked at the pots. More cacti. Hmm. What's in here? Okay, let's go this way.
Dry tropics.
That's where we just came from. That's almost like a doctor's bag. Watering can, box, watering can, bag, box, petals, more boxes, more bags, more flowers. None of this is active. Oh, go away. Right, fertilizer, cupboard, more utility stuff, a small ladder, pair of boots. The times, which again I can't pick up. Okay, so that room at the moment is well, basically it's used to store an idiot, that one. But yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything I can interact with in this room at all. Why can I not move? Okay, so where's this? Oh, very nice. Quick, close the door so he can't get out. Okay. Ooh, something burning over there.
There is a smell of burning.
Yes, and I want to go and see it. Okay.
A broom handle was half burned.
Okay.
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
Fair enough.
A protective mask. A protective mask.
I'm not seeing anything else.
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. The remains of a picture frame.
Right, I think that's about as much as we can see.
The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
I think that's all we can see with normal sight. So now, let's use our super sleuth sight. Okay. Broken pot.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Okay, so that's pretty much said. There's nothing more to view at that. So over this way, Now we have a bit more plants. Okay, more plants. What else? Lawnmower. Oh, that's funny. You know why it's funny? Because we're in 1893. My parents had the same lawnmower and made me cut our grass in 1970s. The 1970s and 1980s, I had to cut the grass in our garden with the exact same bloody model of lawnmower. 100 years later. Yeah, even though in the 1970s electric and petrol mowers hadn't been invented, but no, my parents just watched me walking up and down the bloody garden, pushing that thing which must have weighed all of a ton on its own. Right. A tree. Okay. Bush. A nice pond. What's in the pond? A rake. Lots of tools lying around in this place. Spade. Spade. There's many, many tools lying around. It's quite scruffy almost. Here. Bin. Anything in the bin? Yes, nothing. Chair. So that you can admire all the tools lying around. Some more pots. Some trees. Like a water carrier. Map of Kew Gardens. Okay.
Water lily greenhouse. Dry tropics.
Just going to read the names out for me.
Colonial collection.
Right, we're there.
Ventilation system.
So take a look at that in a minute.
Seed house. Nursery. Director's office, cloakroom and laboratory. Reserve.
Are we missing anything? I don't see that we're missing anything. I think we've pretty much covered it all. Should soon tell. Because if we hit escape, if we've missed something, it'll still be white. You see how it's still white? That means we've missed something. If we see everything,
Colonial collection.
it goes all green. Why didn't that light up? You are here. Ventilation system, seed house, nursery, office house, office house, office house, reserve. Ah, palm house. There we go.
Palm house.
Now, it will go green. No, still missed something. What? What have we missed? What have we missed? I don't know. It's just something off the site. That's very strange. What have we missed then? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's carry on. So the ventilation system. Probably it's locked. Oh, it's open. Okay. Water. Pots. Lots of pots. More pots. Bicycle. Water tank.
A water tank.
Yes, that's what it is. Ventilation system engine.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
You say should, as though it's not working. And why is it... I've got a question mark there. It's almost like we're missing something again. Okay.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
Yeah. It's almost like we're missing something. Can't get any further around. Okay. Oh, you go away. Right, let's go this way. The seed house.
Seed house. Locked.
Okay, go figure. Watson. Okay. The map of Kew Gardens. We've obviously missed something, but I'm not too certain what. Let's go this way. Try. Highly detailed, actually. So well done, developers. That's a bloody lawnmower again. Okay. A plaque down there, is it? Or just a white square? Okay. Map of Kew Gardens.
Colonial Collection.
What? I've got to click all of these
Water
again.
Lily Greenhouse. Ventilation system.
I'm not seeing anything that we haven't
Dry Tropics.
seen already.
Farmhouse. Reserve. Director's Office, Cloakroom and Laboratory.
Right, so we tried the seed house at the
Seed House. Ventilation system.
Dry tropics, yada yada yada, nursery. I think we pretty much covered all of this. Okay. Right, we should try and get to nursery and then the director's offices. Will you move? Okay. Developers, you and I are going to have a talk about this guy. Okay. Seed house.
Seed House.
Locked.
Locked.
Okay. What plants? This one is a
Nursery.
nursery.
Locked.
Okay. Right. Okay. This now is nursery. There should be lots of baby plants in here. Not seeing that many. Oh, there they are there. Still, for Kew Gardens, you'd expect to see a hell of a lot more. Anything in the bin? No. Anything in the other bin? No. Chair. An idiot. What are you doing? Drain. Done. Anything upwards? Birdies. Some birds in the sky. Some hanging flowers. Very pretty. Right, through here. To get to the director's offices. Okay, a rock. A tree. A bench. Some flowers. Anything in the bin? Alright, do keep it tidy. Okay. This one is a nursery.
Locked.
Still can't get in. So this now should take us to the director's offices.
Locked.
Okay.
Locked.
Okay. Anything on the notice board? I think we've seen
Colonial
all
Collection.
this. Don't need to keep clicking it over and over to prove the point we've been here before. Okay.
A map of Kew Gardens.
That's what I was missing. That stupid title thing there.
Nursery.
Let's just click
Seed
this just to
house.
prove it.
Ventilation system. Dry Tropics. Water Lily Greenhouse. Colonial Collection. Director's Office, Cloakroom and Laboratory. Reserve. Farmhouse.
There you go. So we've definitely seen it. That's all I was missing, is that the map of Kew Gardens title at the top. Ah, frustrating. Right, you. I will be talking to you in a short while, but I want to go and ask you a few questions. That's nice. Oh, nothing active. I'd like to go and ask you a few questions of our chap over in the reserve.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Yes, you may. Okay. Some plants, some sacks, some boxes. Okay. Just stop it. Move out of the way. What's that? Housekeeping tasks. Task list for Albert Dunn. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools.
It seems like our friendly, what is the word, manager has a problem with our friend Albert, and he's trying to get him to go, stroke quit. Suspicious. Indeed. Looks like the jacket from the prisoner. Okay. Times can't read it. Okay, what do you know? We're in Kew Gardens and we have some fruit up a tree. Alright, let's check him out first. Okay. Red Eyes. Wept recently, consumed by grief. Obviously very upset. The death of his father. I would say he's still fairly young. Shaving cup. He's got all his buttons. He's not married. He's got clean hands. Is that more of an accountant?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Yeah.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Well, that was short and sweet. Okay.
Palm House.
I don't think there's much to be gained from Palmer House, but we shall look anyway. Watering system. Oddly enough, you know what Palm House is full of? Palms. Some more instruments. A rope. Holding a palm up. Some rocks. Okay.
Water Lily Greenhouse.
And this was, I think, near... Yeah, this is where it all started. So, we've now done a complete tour of the grounds. I think it's time. I didn't go through that door, did we? Yeah. Right. Oh no, there's an idiot in the way. Right. We need to go now and talk to the manager of this establishment and ask him some questions. Okay, back where we came. Nothing down there. No.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
What am I stuck on? Okay. Right, back through here, which was so helpful last time. Nice building there. Okay. Back through here, outside. Let's go and find this chap. As you have got some questions to be answered. Just check you out. Personally, I don't like this guy. Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Dirty collar. Unmarried. Okay, what am I missing? Married. Down the head, down this side. What have we got here? Gardener's hands. Guess what? It's a gardener.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
The door keys.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
I told you, I do not like that chap. I don't like you either. Right. Have a look at our little thing. So, what's this? Search archives. Symbol on a broken flower pot found in the backyard. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. This glyph means divine, if I'm not mistaken. Again, search archives. Symbol on the flower pots found at Kew Gardens, the pots did not belong there. Search archives. A list of exotic plants exhibited at Kew Gardens. Right, I don't need to call out the names. And a marble fragment picked up from the floor of a colonial collection room. Judging by its form and refinement, it is probably part of a statue or sculpture. So, in a nutshell, we need to go back to 221B Baker Street. Okay. Right. I don't think there's many deductions to be made yet. Still too early. Right. Let's continue. Right, archives. There we go. Ooh. Search rare plants botany. Botany. Newspapers. Encyclopedia. Botany, right. Probably be just easier than that. Right. These plants have a certain toxicity in common, more or less variable. Right. Dionea carnivorous, which is on the list. Carlina enebrari, which is also on the list. Florum diabolica, also on the list. Prunus serratina, which is also on the list. Helianthus tepuis, yeah. Slight differentiation in spelling. It's T-E-P-U-I-S, T-E-P-U-Y-S. Should have picked that one up. Biblis, Genlisia violacea. Okay. Only the first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florum diabolica, which was on the list, but only under very specific conditions. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores. So, those plants which were stolen...
Here it is.
Are not the friendliest in the world. Right, so that's part 1 gone. Okay, search for symbol of a broken pot. Encyclopedia. Economic science, technology, history, medicine, botany. Okay, maybe it's under the research. Chemistry, poisons and toxins, and wounds and injuries, criminalistics, martial arts, marks and symbols. Divine Syndicate. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. Poof. The members of this syndicate worship Truan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world, so generous donations are appreciated. I kind of get that. Basically it means we're not interested in money, but we'll gladly take yours.
Here it is. The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
So what does that mean? They were stolen? So it's the symbol of the exhibition pot. Oh, here we go again. Alright, marks and symbols. London Garden Supplies. Seymour's Garden. Garden equipment and supplies. We are a premium supplier for all your landscape, gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of sand, soil, mulches, pots and everything else you may need. 3 Blurton Road, London.
Here it is.
Okay. So that means we've covered that. Oh, a new letter has arrived. How much do you want to bet it's from Mycroft, thanking us for the previous case, or at least discussing the previous case. Betting. I am Mr. Holmes, this is from Lestrade. I am writing to inform you that the affair at the Abbey Grange, which took place almost half a year ago now, still resonates deeply in high society and remains a subject of much gossip. The case's romantic background has attracted many suitors who show willing to shelter and take pity on Lady Brackenstall, but to this date she still serves her sentence with her maid Teresa and has rejected all offers of help. To be truthful, I suspect that the true motivation of these suitors may well be related to Sir Eustace's title and money. What do you think? It is pointless asking me what I think, because I can't reply. Right, over here, evidence. Garden O'Heaven, 3 Blurton Road, gardening, etc. Blah 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 blah. And this one, Truan the God King, the Divine Syndicate's idol. Also have a symbol on a broken flower pot. And the other symbols. So, information on deadly plants. The following 3 plants were proven lethal to humans. Dionia carnivorous, Carlina inabri pronunciation, Florum diabolica. The realization of a toxic process is fairly difficult, for it requires a particular chemical fertilizer, natural stimulation, and nutrition. The caterpillars should work. Right, I think we should now find, using our very handy London map on the wall,
a map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
I was going to say it would be useful to go to the plant suppliers, but obviously not. Can we count out the window? No. Watson, are you looking at that lady? Gotcha. Oh dear. That's your secret. Caught you, Mr. Watson. Can we analyse anything? No. Right, then, to look at this. So, examine the place where Montague Dunn met his death. Examine the colonial collection. Let us now go back and examine the colonial collection, armed with the information we have just gained about the plants. I don't think we can do any deductions yet. Emptied colonial collection, deadly plants. No, it's too early. Too early to make any deductions. We haven't discovered enough yet. But I know your dirty secret, Dr. Watson, of what you were looking at. Go with her, yep. Okay. Right. You, sir, slap slap, I do not like. But let us now go through to the colonial collection and explore what we should be looking at. So, through here, tra-la-la-la-la, through here, no wait. Come on, Watson, keep up. Right, colonial collection, here we are. So something around here we've missed. Okay. Don't really see that as being much help. Okay. Right. Oh, amazing. Anything outside maybe that we missed? Okay. Wow, what's that? Soil. Australia. Plants examined. Have done.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
So what are we missing? What are we missing around here? Done that. The door. Oh, what's that there? Blood. Ah!
Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
No, in other words, he wants to get stoned. Okay. Determine the correct sequence of events based on details you have gathered. Okay. So, comes to the door, staggers. Okay. Sequence number 1, breaks the door. Sequence number 2, knocks over the pot. Sequence number 3, dies. Watch. Okay.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then?
It was murder. He was gassed. He was gassed through the chamber, and that's what the gas mask was about. Sure, there should be something else there. Ah, what's that B that's up for? Right. Dunn was trapped. Nope. There we go. So this leads us to perform an autopsy. Perform an autopsy on Montague Dunn. The death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of a Colonial Collection room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap? Or a simple accident? Sounds like a plan to me. I don't think we've got any more. No, don't work. Okay. How do we perform an autopsy? Scotland Yard. Here we are. Boys in blue. I'd say I'd rather not perform an autopsy. I'd rather have somebody else do it for me, but that's a game, I suppose. You've not changed your tie in ages, Dr. Holmes, Dr. Watson. Right.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
Well, you do it. You're a doctor. Watson, go and do the autopsy.
It's ready for autopsy then.
Oh, crap. Okay. Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
And you guys know. Okay. You still there? Man, you've been there for weeks. Just talk to him.
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
I'm sorry, sir, but the inspector's absent at the moment.
Fair enough. Fair dues. Oh, a nice nightstick there. And you're still hanging around. Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes?
Okay. Right. The morgue. Their personal belongings, is it? What is this? Dunn's belongings. Aha.
A beautiful
pen.
feather pen of a good make.
Have to be careful, because you know the pen is mightier than the sword. A club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club. This watch is of great value.
Fair enough. And a letter. Letter to Mr. Wayne. To Mr. F. Wayne, Director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it's surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. Ooh, that's a two-sided thing there. Because on the one side he's claiming all the benefit for it, but on the other side of the coin you could say, well, maybe he doesn't want to mention somebody else on purpose. TAS. Right, we've still got to perform an autopsy. Evidence The reconstruction of Montague Dunn's death reveals a disturbing fact. He splintered the door of a colonial collection room. He was either consumed by panic or the door had been locked. Yes. Okay. Right. I think it's time to go to the autopsy. Let's hope it's not too graphic. Staff room locked. Morgue. Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be so fun.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Okay, fair
There are
enough.
no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination, so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
That's what I was afraid of.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Okay. Nothing
The
else?
vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal.
Okay.
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Right. Arms, hands.
No redness, stings, or bruises. Nothing suspicious here.
Okay.
Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Ugh. Turn away, kids. Oh, thank God. Oh. I hope you're not eating dinner. Liver
The liver
consistency.
is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
Okay.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
Fair enough. So that's the liver. Right, the heart. That was the lungs, okay.
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Edematous. Ah, what's that?
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
So now we have the heart.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Okay.
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
Okay, so we're finished with the heart and finally the stomach.
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Okay. Right. Does that mean we're finished with that?
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should inform Lestrade?
We should.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
Well, fair enough.
The
but
challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
yes.
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs.
Okay.
Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Right. So do we need to visit the Crest Club? We have a new thing. Deadly plant stolen. Poisoning, which leads us to this conclusion. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Quite possibly. And I'm beginning to think it's an inside job. Right. Now where can we get to? I would have liked to go and visit the Crest Club, but I guess we're going to Kew Gardens. Mr. Hamish has got a little bit of explaining to do. We're there yet. Please. Right, jerky outside. Okay. Right, Mr. Hamish, I do believe. Oh, boy, I can't wait to... Literally, I hate to say the word, but finger you. Yeah.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're
Don't
not sure,
like
then?
you.
But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
Ooh, hinting at something else.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And...
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Fair enough. Right, the keys.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before. And now, all of a sudden, he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Like you do.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
Yeah, where is Miss White?
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Maybe she did.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Well, his answers change things slightly. I still don't like him, but some of his answers change my opinion slightly. Or should I say, swayed. Right, Albert.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Yeah.
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Okay.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Fair enough.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path. And I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Well, then Hamish.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the Deputy Director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honor of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
You're looking a bit shifty there, pal.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
So, what conclusion can we make? Deadly plant stolen. Poisoning. No. Dunn was trapped. Poisoning. This leads us to Dunn was poisoned. After being trapped in the colonial collection room by the killer, Montague Dunn was infected by inhaling a virulent vegetal poison. Okay. I think it's time that we found Miss White and that we opened some of these doors. Okay. A bust, something covered over. A mirror, perhaps. Director's safe. Rotate left, rotate right. Let's start by going left. Okay, didn't see much happen. Ah, that. Click. There. Oh. Click, click. Got double click there. Now what do we do? Rotate right. Click. Click. Left or right? Oh. Right, first two. Second two. These two. And now that one. That one. What's that one? That one. 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 Back. Which way? Which way? Which way? Oh, please. Oh, for God's sake. That one. That one. That one. Restart it. Right, that one, that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back again. Alright, let's just skip this, because I'm sure we could do it, but we're not going to be here for hours. Yep. Okay, we're not that long. Right, director's safe. Letters. Lawyer's help. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and save a most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plant. Should there not be plants? Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14, 1889. I'm going to have to look that up. So I must respectfully ask you to once again to notarise the permissions on those plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesday. As always. Yes, would lawyers ever go out in London? Right. So, unless it grows ever longer, keys, find a use, mobile, yeah, we still need to do that. Okay. So then, we've done the letters. Letter of complaint. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you, for the last time, for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie, we need not elaborate, but was reported in the press as of a case of 14th of June, 1889. I think, whoever this is, what you have done is quite abhorrent, but be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trusted you and regret having done so. Divine Syndicate. So, this chap has pissed off the Divine Syndicate regarding that court case. Divine Search, yes, Search Archives. A member of the Divine Syndicate pressed a complaint against Kew Gardens and mentioned an old case that had been published in the newspapers as a case of June the 14th, 1889. So we need to go back and research that. But before we do, let's see what else we can find.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
I haven't read it yet. Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Suite. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton and Radigan House Tailors and Baird & Sons Luxury Jewellers. So Miss Margaret White has dumped all this lot onto Mr. Montague Dunn. I think he was, I don't know how you might put it. Not politely, that's for sure. White and Dunn, yeah, they were. Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that Miss White is not quite so white, and let's put it that way, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Right, photograph examine.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Okay. Decanter. Various pots. Candlesticks. A humidor, possibly? Okay. Okay. Right. So we have
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
The Times, new plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley. One that, it's not GM barley, is it? One that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have renamed it by Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference this next Monday morning upon this very subject. That's interesting. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce a successful production of a new blah blah blah, Mr. Martin Hamish. And yet, we've been led to believe that Mr. Dunn wanted everything for himself, and yet Martin Hamish's name is plastered all over it. Oh, telephone. So we do have telephones. A hat. Letters. Was that it? Done that one. Ah, what's that? A letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you back your luck. Wish you nothing but good luck, Montague. Margaret. Now, I'm thinking that Margaret's White. So, this is basically Margaret White saying to Mr. Dunn, piss off, and he's saying, fine, but you're fired. Man scorned. Right, what do we have here? Champagne.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
Not necessarily. Don't know about you, but champagne's a bit arty-farty.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
That's more like it. A Spanish Crianza, definitely more of a gentleman's drink. Oh, there's quite a lot down there. Somebody's a bit of a party boy. Right. Some whites. Such a happy photo. He looks so happy there. Okay, pair of shoes. Not quite a Melda Marcos size, but getting there. Right, I think we've pretty much covered this room. As gaudy as it is. Right. Okay, we can always come back on an umbrella. A bit de-rigger in London, actually, an umbrella. Right, and what's this one? This one is... Whose office is this, then? Not quite... Is it an office? It's obviously a shared office. Where does this go?
The employee's cloakroom.
Which is locked and we don't have a key for because that would be wrong. Right, protective equipment. Basically...
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
There's a gap. Yeah. Obviously we're not going to have a name above it.
Gloves. Waterproof aprons. Everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Idiot. Of course they do. It's Kew Gardens. They grow all the plants in the world. Apart from cocaine, oddly enough, which only grows in Peru. Right. Okay, what else have we got? Tea set. Door doesn't
Locked.
open.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Because we're Sherlock Holmes. Okay, let's start from the far end. So now we need to rotate all. Let's start with that one, 'cause that one I can see. Right, next one. Right, that one. Nope. Okay, that. Yep. Next one. This one. Okay. There we go. Okay, next one. That's that one. Okay, that's done. Fine. Okay. That's that one. Ooh, this one can move that way and that way. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. I think that one needs to go that way. There. Slightly
Open.
harder than the others. Sweet. What else are we missing though? T buttons all lit up, which means we're missing some hidden secret.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
So that's a sensible question, Mr. Watson.
Several
Dr. Watson.
drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Oh god, I'm not going to have to go all the way back to 221 to go and get a dog. Oh. Right, fireplace. University book. University of Cambridge Botanical
A
section.
botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
Repeat year. So it wasn't exactly top of his class on any of the occasions he resat them. Right. Again, more booze. Good God. I don't know if it's booze actually. Chemistry cupboard.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
A
Phonograph.
phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
Why would you want one of them when you're working with plants? Let's find out. Ah, dictaphone.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
It's actually true on both counts. Plants do communicate between each other. It's quite scary, but it's true. Google it, but it is true.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Yes, the
Only
bloody
this
mess.
one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, God, idiot. Right, I think we're going to stop the video here before it becomes too long. It is going on and on and on, a bit like the game. And again, it's the falls which Holmes is supposed to have fallen off against Dr. Moriarty. Keeps crocking up. Is that what you call an Easter egg, I suppose? And who's that handsome lady? Some flowers, butterflies. Right, I think we're going to stop. I haven't done this table, but yes, I think we're going to stop the video here. I can continue on, otherwise we're going to be uploading for the next year and a half. But yes, this is the end of video number, whatever it is.